Hola, hello. So if you feeling depressed, just come with me. So this video might be the cure for your depressed. And if you who's watching this video are not depressed, so just keep watching. So maybe this video will make you even more strong, and you're never gonna get hit with the depression. Depression, it hits you, you know, deep in your soul and take you down, and you stay there. It never will give you a hand to stand you up. So you must fight, you should fight. So I'm here to do, my best. So we're gonna be talking about be useful through this video. So if you also wanna be useful, you can also share this video with someone else. You're gonna be maybe helping someone who's in need or whatever. So we can never hide, knowledge from the others. So if you know something that is good, you have to share. Okay. So who already heard about the centurion? Because he had 100 soldiers. He was like a sergeant with 100 soldiers. So he was a pagan, and one day he just met Jesus. Let's get into it. The healing of the soul through a single word of supreme wisdom. When Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him asking for help. "Lord," he said, "my servant lies at home paralyzed, suffering terribly." Jesus said to him, "Shall I come and heal him?" The centurion replied, "Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but you say the word, and my servant will be healed." Look at that. But just say the word. See? Just say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I myself am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I tell this one, "Go," and he goes, and that one, "Come," and he comes. I say to my servant, "Do this," and he does it. When Jesus heard this, he was amazed, and he said to those following him, "Truly I tell you, I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith. I say to you that many will come from the east and the west," pagans, "and will take their places at the feast with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the subjects of the kingdom will be thrown outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Then Jesus said to the centurion, "Go, let it be done just as you believed it would." And his servant was healed at a moment. So you see what is faith? Just a single word. Okay. If you someone who's like to be, praying, long praying, many hours praying, so you the one who needs to learn with the centurion, would you say a single word? Okay, just say the word, and my servant will be healed. So if you someone who's keeping praying every day, praying for the same thing, many hours making campaigns, you don't have faith. Faith has to be like the centurion. Jesus did not say that the greatest faith was coming from the priests or Pharisees, or from those who were giving tithes or offering every month, or those who fasted every weekend, or those who were going to the church every single day, or for those who was praying every day. Jesus said that the greatest faith in Israel came from a pagan that said only a single word, and my servant will be healed. It's like a grain of mustard. Jesus did not say that the greatest faith was coming from campaigns, chains, sacrifices, novenas, candles. They had the healing at the pool on John 5, but Jesus confronted all those things and told the pagan, "You have the greatest faith in Israel." Therefore, we have the cure for those who knock, seek, and now they can find the supreme wisdom, the treasure that can change your life. Everything in life is in delta, like the time is present, past, and the future. The material is electrons, protons, and neutrons. So the Bible called dust, say that we came from the dust, and for the dust will come back. But the science says, called for another name, which is carbon. And the carbon, it's made by electrons, protons, and neutrons. The whole Bible, it's in delta, okay? So which means like 3, like Jesus. From those 12 disciples, he had 3, the main disciples, John, Peter, and Tiago. Sometimes he was going to the mountain to pray like 3 times. The Apostle Paul prayed 3 times. Everything is in delta. So the modernity, the multiplication of information, the first thing, of course, is the information. Information has multiplied. Do you think the natural disasters are only happening now? No. Some people, they also think, because some natural disasters are happening through the world, it's because the Bible says on Matthew 24, and it is the end, Jesus are coming. No, always had, natural disasters. But because the multiplication of the information, they have always happened. But by leveraging the information, we are aware of any disaster that happens anywhere in the world immediately. But it's not just that. It is all kinds of things. It's strengthening the voices of every citizen who has now space, even without journalistic training, to speak as if they were journalistic. And today, some people believe more in blogs and YouTubers than journalistics believe. Modernity has brought us the multiplication of distraction. There has never been so much entertainment or possibilities for you to be distracted today. The multiplication of self-indulgence. This has brought us inertia, apathy, the multiplication of futilities. Almost everything that people do today is useless. It has no value. The multiplication of the dynamism, and what would dynamism could be? Like nothing lasts long. Everything changes fast by the time. You get used to a platform, it has already changed the panel, the profile, the description, the guidelines have changed, the rules, language, the look, the fashion has changed, the technology has changed, updated. Everything lasts less and less time. For example, the success of a person that used to last 50 or 60 years and today lasts couple of months. Some people get famous and then they disappear after a couple of months. Everything is more and more ephemeral. Time. For those who don't know how to deal with their past, they become depressed. For those who don't know how to deal with their present, become stressed out. For those who don't know how to deal with their future, become anxious, get anxiety. It won't work for you just to go to the church, lay down on gospel music, raise your hands, cry and say that the church is good for you. It's the show that makes you good. It's the emotion that makes you good, and we even need to be a little sensitive. But this is not the cure. It is like you go into the gym to work out, bodybuilding, stop workout and you lose everything. Diet does not solve it. What solves it's food re-education. The cure is in the whole thing. It is in the convection, turning around 180 degrees, metanoia. Spiritual diets do not cure depression. Medicine does not cure, it's only palliative. Words of hope and motivation do not heal, it's superficial. On the contrary, it feeds depression more and more because you will always want that emotional dose. If a person doesn't know how to deal with the time, past, present, and future, they will have a sick mind. That's why so many people are mentally ill today. And then we're gonna have like two problems. One, we have people, they do not recognize that they are sick and there's no cure for them. The second one, they behave, like a melancholic and misogynist who quickly recognizes that they are sick and they take pleasure in being sick, and they go tell everyone that they are sick. Those two has no cure for them. If you want to be cured, first you need to recognize. We need to balance. There is a low ego and a high ego. The high ego does not recognize that he or she is sick. Everybody sees that he is mentally ill. And the low ego, when comes the first symptoms, looks like he likes it and spend the rest of his life talking about his depression. The more he suffer, the better. Hence the panic syndrome, bipolarity, and other serious syndrome. How to heal yourself through supreme wisdom is life. That is, life is made of another delta, which is choice, intention, and motivation. First thing you need to say, like you're gonna have to find someone to vent, to open up, okay? Talk to a master, a teacher, a pastor, a mother or father who has, pay attention, the following delta. First, if you're going to open up to someone, this person, to be your healing ears, he will play to be the trash can, the trash bottle, which is what a therapist does. For those who has the pastoral gift that comes in the sense of being a trash can, the true shepherd is the one who is the garbage can, a receiver of a negative energies. She will dump all her pain, suffering, and worldview that sometimes for a teacher is fantastic or horrible experience, and all those low frequencies fall on top of the receiver. He will need to take a spiritual bath at home. Who understands? It's like a fireman who sees tragedy all day and then comes home looking for something to clean his conscience. Doctors, rescuers, paramedics, the same thing is the therapist, psychologists. They are trash can, where they listen, and listen. And people today, so they don't want to listen. Most of them just want to talk. So you need to have a lot of love. So who's going to be this person to be able to be your cure? He needs to fulfill 3 requirements. First, he needs to be trusted to the point where you fully respect him. Second, a wise man that you recognizes that he has much more knowledge than you, and you have a lot to learn from this person. And third, morally fair, and that is a life reference for you. And here's some advice. If this person doesn't have those three elements on his life, do not open up, do not vent to this person. If you do this, talk or pray to someone who don't have this profile, what might happen? Talk to this teacher, father, friend. For this reason, many do not heal because you are going to vent to friends or people who have nothing to offer, or to parents who are not examples or reference. Or for psychologists and therapists who lack of professionalism, because what we have today are people graduating without any skills. They graduating because they think it's beautiful, or because that fits in their budget, or because the mother was, or for so many other reasons. Other thing, pay attention. If you go through any professional where you go like suspicious and without any trust, it won't work. That's why many people get a cure with a pastor, priest, rabbi, spirit, witch, because it doesn't matter who the person is or her religion, but the point of trust, reference, and wisdom. If this person is trustable for you, a reference and knowledgeable, it'll work. If someone come up to me and asking me for some advice but don't trust me, it won't work. The true pray is a delta cleansing. 1. Clean up today's waste. 2. Clean up yesterday's waste. And 3. Avoid the psychological messes of the future. If a prayer doesn't do that, it's not a prayer. It doesn't work to start like when you go into pray and you start saying like a glory or end with amen. It doesn't work to start with like eternal creator, Elohim Adonai Father, might God. It doesn't work to pray 7 times, shout it with tongues or without tongues if you're crazy. The true prayer has to clean the past, present, and the future, which is empty. Talk to the Creator, vent, pray, and pray, but not mystically, without privileges, without materialistic request. Whoever asks God for something material causes nausea in the Creator. See Luke 16. Vent your problems, difficult project, your anxieties, solve your conflicts, trust in God. Wait. If you, for example, trust in me and come and ask for advice, only one time will work. But for God in churches, it has to be in many campaigns. It has to be a ritual, liturgical, sacrifice. Pray, it's not a worship. Pray, it's not a ritual. It's not a chain. Because if you trust in God, you throw your problems on Him and He'll solve it. Faith is the same as the centurion. Just a single word. Who prays many times or long prays does not have faith. Faith is trust. How can you say that you trust in God, but you pray many times for many hours? Forgive yourself and those who hurt you. be a child. Turn back the clock and clean the frames of the dirty part of your move, your timeline. Stop blaming yourself for being the devil to yourself, because the devil means accuser or accuse someone else. Live a new life, extracting lessons, alchemizing suffering to a great evolution and ability. Here's the great revelation. The more difficult your life is or was, the more evidence we have that you have the privilege of being big, strong, noble, and evolved, bigger and better. The greater the pain and suffering, the greater the opportunity to be great on earth, to be strong. Who thinks to be great for the luck of life, his future will be small. Who thinks to be small for the bad luck he had in life, his future can be giant. Who suffer little, his future cannot be great. This is how God established the sowing, action and reaction, cyclical and encyclical. Every time I suffer, I am even happy because I know that I will be even greater than I am. And if I'm still suffering, it is a sign that I still have more to grow. It's God giving me the privilege of being even greater. No pain, no gain. No one grows without pain. Pain is the fuel for growth. Suffering is food for evolution. And tears are signs of promotion. Every tear is an embodiment of the growth you can have. If someone does not cry anymore, if someone does not suffer anymore or have a confrontation, the evolution is over. It is a sign that this person has stagnated. Look at the graph of your life. The insensitive person who does not suffer or cry, who does not feel the pain, he doesn't grow anymore. He's involuted. He does not grow anymore. He's second-rater. Run away from everything that stresses you out. Run away from everything that makes you anxious and everything that makes you sad, except in the relationship with close family members, because they need you. So if a city gives you a pain, move it. Run away. If a company, traffic, social network, technology, if people or loved one causes you a pain or bad memory, just run away from that. Change, improve, evolve, make new choices, but don't run away without forgiveness. Don't run away with hate, and do not run away from charity. We must eliminate negative energies from our lives. Learn how to meditate, breathe, appreciate nature, landscape, and travel. Choose environment and peaceful company. Learn how to filter words. Think 1,000 times before speaking. A wise person thinks 7 times before make a choice. Listen to good frequency music and good energy. Silence and sensitive. Avoid foods that can change your body and can affect your biochemical balance. Control your mind and your thoughts, and stop taking prescription drugs, stop it. Throw away this medicine, except if you have a proven schizophrenia or autistics who can stop your treatment. Another great revelation. If you just went through a difficult phase in life and went to a psychiatrist and he gave you medicine, stop it. The medicine will worsen your depression. The medicine will make you even more depressed. It will destroy your cognitive capacity. It will addict you. Be careful. It's good to know that you can never say that you won't make it. Never will. Never say that it's impossible or I won't be able to. Stop it. It is stronger than me. Never say that. If you're saying this, you probably have the wrong operating modes of consciousness. You need to realign the way in which your consciousness works with that. Fourth advice, wake up, be useful, effective, develop your gifts and skills, and you will find a cure. Engages in charitable activities. Who's not useful doesn't have a fruitful life. They don't produce the necessary hormone to overcome depression. So be useful. If you're not useful, you will have a voice in your conscience so intense, capable of causing illness and psychological torments. Help people. Give your time, work, money, help families, teach, learn, pass on knowledge, set people's lives free. Advise, and you will see that the cure is that too. The voices that accuse you needs to be overcome through good work. Teach, gather, produce for your good group, because if you don't produce, you won't feel useful. God created this world where everyone needs to produce. You remember the first man, what was the order he gave to him? Adam, from your sweat, you're gonna have your food, you're gonna eat your food. And for the women, birth pain. So you need to produce, have a go, touch the duty, the dust, throw yourself in the water, a sea bath, a river bath, take a snower in the rain. That's your spiritual bath. A hug. Hugging people also discharges energy. You start to hug someone and you will see what will happen to you. Hug people with love and sincerity. God created an immense healing power in a lasting hug, and you can heal yourself. Fifth advice: stop reading or listening to conspiracy, watching videos on a single topic. Stop looking for various bad extremist sources, bad news, tragedies. This can lead to withdrawal from society, isolation, make the person not be able to see himself, acknowledging his lack of control. So careful. Evolve your delta ego, love yourself, your neighbor, and God must be the reason for your life above anything else. Past. Those who do not overcome the past become pessimistic. excess of low frequencies. The past leads to depression and pessimism. If you are listening to me and you're pessimist, you're one step close to depression. You're not getting over your past. You have to forgive this trauma, erase it. Present. Those who don't overcome the present become extremely realistic, become skeptical, lose faith, become insensitive, suspicious. You miss the poetry of life. And for the last, the future. Those who don't overcome the future are desperate, extremely optimistic. He can't see the reality. Live on foolish mysticism, are easy catch for religions that preach materialism, positivism, self-help and privileges. They deceive themselves, think that they already overcome tomorrow. Matthew 6:34. But Kesley, we have to be optimistic. Not exactly, my dear. Everything will be relative. As long as we live in a relative world, everything should be yes and no. Optimistic, not only pessimistic, and not only realistic. Now, I hope my camera works. Let me get back to my camera. Oh, it's not working. It's crazy. Okay, just refresh it. So, Ecclesiastes chapter 3. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. That's the duality. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. What do workers gain from their toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all they toil. This is the gift of God. I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it and nothing taken from it. God does it so the people will fear Him. Whatever He has already been, and what will be has been forever, and God will call the past to to account. And I saw something else under the sun. In the place of judgment, wickedness was there. In the place of justice, weakness was there. I said to myself, God will bring into judgment both the righteous and the wicked, for there will be a time for every activity, a time to judge every deed. I also said to myself, as for humans, God tests them so that they may see that they are like the animals. Surely, the fate of human beings is like that of the animals. The same fate awaits them both. As one dies, so dies the other. All have the same breath. Humans have no advantage over animals. Everything is meaningless. All go to the same place. All come from dust, and to dust all return. Who knows if the human spirit rises upward, and if the spirit of the animal goes down into the earth? So I saw that there is nothing better for a person than to enjoy their work, because that is their lot. For who can bring them to see what will happen after them? Have a good night.
Bem-vindos, evoluídos e não evoluídos. Bem-vindas, todos que nos assistem pela primeira vez. Preparem-se. Dentro de alguns instantes, você irá fazer uma viagem ao mundo imaterial. Senhoras e senhores, vocês são nossos convidados especiais. Suas noites de sono jamais serão as mesmas. Liberte-se da prisão através das análises de pregações, refutações do sistema e ensinos da palavra de Deus que irão impactar a sua vida espiritual. Sua mente deseja sabedoria suprema. Eu tenho o prazer de informar a todos os presentes que a sua viagem ao mundo extrafísico vai começar com vocês. Equívoco do Cristianismo, com Kesley.